Hi everyone, we're here today continuing with the Hourigan, Kluger, and Quinn podcast series, Firm Thinking. On our podcast series, we've tried to do two things. We've tried to give you a window into the things that our attorneys do outside the office. And we've also tried to introduce you to things that could enrich your lives and show you a little bit of a window into the Northeast PA community that we serve. So we're trying to hit both of those boxes today. We're here at the Greater Pittston Regional Ambulance West Station in Exeter. The Greater Pittston Regional Ambulance is an organization that I've been associated with for many years as an EMT. It's something that I enjoy very much, and I'm very proud to work with my fellow EMT and EMS providers. And we have a couple of them here that I'm going to introduce you to in a moment. One of the things that we like to do as an organization is view ourselves as real community providers beyond just providing EMS service. We'd like to do other things to enrich our community. And as we're recording this podcast, we're in EMS Week 2021. EMS Week is a time that's meant to recognize the service, the sacrifice, the history of EMS service in this country, which really hasn't been around that long in the grand scheme of things, only about 50 years as we know it. So the week is set aside to kind of recognize the service and the sacrifice of our providers, and it's time for us to pause and take note of that. But instead of patting ourselves on the back, one of the things as an organization that we like to do is to give back even more this week. And one of the things that we've tried to do recently is car seat checks, car seat safety checks, child safety seats. And that's something that our firm is important to our firm with our HKQ Kids organization. So it kind of links both organizations up very well. We've held events in the past. We've held car seat check events in the past at our firm. We're doing another one here today at our West Station. So we thought that it would be a good time to kind of introduce to everyone who may not be familiar with this program, familiar with what we do, talk a little bit about it and kind of encourage people to take advantage of this service when it's offered next time around. So I'd like to introduce to you two of our providers here at the Greater Pittston Regional Ambulance. We have our Chief, Atty. Szafran, and one of our captains, Mike May. Both of these gentlemen have recently undergone very intense training in terms of the car seat program, how to install a seat, the best way to do it. And they'll have some tips for you today, and they're going to tell you a little bit about the program. So, gentlemen.
So yeah, we went training for 4 days, learning about different type of car seats, how to put them in, what to look for. When we have these events, basically we're holding these events, we're not installing the car seats for you. You're to have them installed or out of the box when you come, and we're helping to make sure you install them properly. So we'll have you install it, and then we'll go through the process of checking it to make sure it fits in right and it's right for your child, and then help you, so if you have to take it out, you can put it back in without our help.
It's very important that we also, in terms of education, that we also inform you and show you how to know when your child grows out of his or her car seat, how to properly size them for the car seat, the proper seat for your vehicle, and when it's time to replace them. Most people do not know that car seats have an expiration end of life to them. They last about 7 years before they have to be retired from their manufacturing date. So it's really important that when you come in and we educate you, we check out the labeling on your car seats to make sure that they're not expired, that they're within date. We'll ask a long list of questions in terms of, has this been a hand-me-down car seat? Has it been involved in an accident before? Are you the original owner? Have you filled out the warranty information? All of that through a checklist that we help educate the parents and the caregivers to make sure that their car seats are not only installed properly, but they're also safe and they're within the reasonable expectation of a life expectancy for the safety of the child.
Now, guys, you had to go through a pretty intense training process in order to be educators in this field. Why don't you talk a little bit about that? What you guys had to do? Who offered the training?
So the training in cooperation with the Safe Kids organization and the Pennsylvania State Police offer car seat technician training programs. They last 5 days, 4 days of classroom training and hands-on work with different types of car seats, booster seats, convertible car seats, and then the 5th day usually ends up being an event where we're tested on our skills and evaluated by evaluators that have been vetted through the state. And these trainings are held on a regular basis throughout the region. Any information that you're looking for can be found on the website safekids.org.
Now, generally speaking, what are the ages that a child should be in? Does it go by age? Does it go by weight? Talk about that real quick.
It's a combination of both the age and the weight of the child. It's broken down to, for rear-facing, forward-facing, and then booster seats. It all depends on the size of your child, the age of your child.
Okay.
And also, it also depends on the size of the child too, because not every 2-year-old and 4-year-old or 6-year-old are sized the same way. So we also help educate the parents on when the right time is to move their child from a rear-facing to a forward-facing, or maybe even into a booster seat. And also, we get a lot of questions about when to take them out of their car seats, when they're allowed to wear a seatbelt. We provide all that information to them when they come into one of our clinics.
And this is a totally free service.
Correct. We don't charge. There is no charge for this service. It's available at any time. We offer it at our stations at any time. We can be reached through our Facebook page or through our one of our phone numbers, one of our extensions. We can set you up for an appointment at any time. We usually prefer to bring you down to our location just because we have access to the garages. We're off the main road, and it's a little more of a safety issue for us to have everything contained in one location.
So someone could make an appointment if they're not able to make it to one of our events.
That's correct. They can find us on our Facebook page or through our station phone number at 570-654-1202, extension number 3.
And this is something that you would recommend to anyone that has a car seat or needs a car seat or has a child?
Yes, definitely. Because you get your first-time parent, they're not sure what to do, so they're kind of nervous, and you want to help them out. We even come across, multiple child in cars, not sure how to place them in the cars properly and where to put the car seat location. So it's a good educational program around the board for everybody, the new parent, the experienced parent, or anybody.
And also, we work a lot with parents and their grandparents or other caregivers that may care for the child if they have multiple car seats or multiple vehicles. Sometimes we have to educate them again how to move the car seats if needed, or like Michael said, that there was multiple children in a vehicle, how you place them the right way. All just for the safety of the child and the caregivers.
That's great to know, and I'm glad that we're providing this information. And how about now we transition over and you guys can actually do a demonstration and show us what to look for.
Fantastic. Here's a copy of the checklist that we use when we're doing an installation with in a rear-facing or a standard car seat. We get some general information about who the caregiver is, the child's information, height, weight, what type of vehicle we're going to install in, the vehicle type, whether it's a 4-door, an SUV, a pickup truck, anything of that nature. We fill in some general information about the car seat manufacturer, the model number, again, like I mentioned before, the manufacturer date, and are the labels present, what type of harness is in there. It even goes down through the booster seat checklist. And on the back of this sheet, there's also information about the checklist and information that we'll provide to the parents that get a copy of this for reference. So at the end, they're better educated, they're more informed, and it leads to a safer car ride for a child.
So what we have here, this was a combination car seat. It started out as a rear-facing, then it was able to be switched to a forward-facing, and then now it's converted into a booster seat. So I'm going to show you how we attach these I will show you how we do it if this was a forward-facing car seat, how we can attach it through the latch system, which most cars have nowadays. So on the back of your car, on the car seats here, you have these straps here, and if you look on your vehicle, you'll have a bar underneath the seat on both sides. Usually there's arrows pointing down to them or little marks that have them, and then you can take your latch system and actually just slide it right in. And now it's connected there, and you'll do the same thing on this side. And that's latched in now. And now what you want to do is, to make sure you have it latched down good, you want a little pressure on the seat, and you just pull the strap. And that's in with very little movement. If your car doesn't have the latch system, you can still use the belt pathway of taking your seat belt and going through the back and coming over to the side over here and into the female side of the seat belt. I prefer the latch system. I think it's a little more safe and a little sturdier. So when you come to one of our car seat checks, we do hand out pamphlets of information. This is one here, the Pennsylvania Laws of Love. Will go over the different kinds of car seats for each child and their age frame. On the back, it will show you the rear-facing, forward-facing booster, and then your seat belt, and the information number 1-800-CAR BELT if you have any questions on car seats.
Thanks again for tuning in to our latest podcast on child seat safety. I'd like to thank my colleagues, Chief Szafran and Captain May, for being with us here today and giving us some great information on child safety seats. If you need more information on the installation of child seats, Check out the ambulance's Facebook page, Greater Pittston Regional Ambulance. As Chief Szafran mentioned, you can also give us a call, 570-654-1202. If you're not able to make it to one of our events, you can schedule an appointment. We'd be happy to help you out. Thanks, everyone.